I just don't understand the American economy. I really don't. I don't understand how there could be so much wealth and I pay so much in taxes. And it doesn't seem to get to the people. Like, I don't even mind doing it.
Well,
over half, always, way over half. And yet I never read about the homeless getting better, anything getting better, at least not in a city like this.
The problem that I'm having with this conversation right now is that we're accusing the politicians of not knowing. They know. $39+ trillion in debt.
Yeah.
You can't pay TSA workers $1 billion over the last month, but you could spend $800 million to $2 billion a day. And somehow, some way, you find that money to finance a war. You knew you had the damn money. You knew where it was. You knew how you wanted to allocate it, and you knew you didn't want it to go to the American people. That ain't ignorance, that's viciousness. That's cruelty. That's not thinking about the American public. You see, when we sit up here and we talk about aspiring politicians and all of that stuff, well, you know how you win an election right now? All you got to do is look the people in the face, be straight up with them, and let them know you about them. You got a shot. That's all you got to do. These politicians know. They know where the money is. They know how to get some of it, too. Because Marjorie Taylor Greene came into office. She was worth a couple of $100,000, according to the reports. How the hell you leave departing and you worth $25 million? Where'd it come from? I work every day. I make a pretty good salary. I ain't making $25 million. Working on Capitol Hill with a salary that's less than $400,000 by accident, somehow, some way, lobbyists up on Capitol Hill, you vote in one way or another, making sure that you assuage their concerns and appeal to them and all of this other stuff. And in the meantime, you getting paid, but the American people ain't.
How do you really,
an accident.
How do you really feel?
That ain't an accident. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They just haven't been called on it. But stay tuned.
What's going on, everybody? I appreciate you guys pulling up today. We got to talk about it, man. Bill Maher. Obviously, you see it. Stephen A. Smith, he gets on there. He's calling out the politicians, not just the Republican Party, although he did bring up Marjorie Taylor Greene. It's not just her, though. There is a plethora of politicians that go in either negative or not worth very much, but some kind of way they find themselves to become millionaires after being in office. Bill Maher actually goes in on the one Democrat senator that decided to pull up today. Hit the like button, share the video. We got a little more to get into. Let's go.
There was one viewpoint that came out after he started this war with Iran. I mean, there's one guy, John Fetterman, who I can think of, who has dissented from the Democratic Party line. Is that really the case, that really there's only one person in the whole party who thinks differently? You all miraculously came to the exact same conclusion about Iran?
I think it's different than that because, you know, I'm a former CIA officer. I did 3 tours in Iraq. And so I have no love lost for the Iranian government. I mean, the Iranian leadership, you know, killed friends of mine with rockets and mortars and IEDs. But that's different from just running headlong into a war without being able to articulate your goals and how you're going to get out of it.
See, that's the Democratic talking point I hear all the time, and I don't know if it's true. I think they were planning to say that whether he did it or not, and then he did it, and they just kept saying it, even though they did say many times, okay, we found out that they're very close to the bomb. I mean, that's what came out in the negotiations, that they were bragging that they were like weeks away from having enough to make 11 bombs.
Yeah,
it's pretty clear.
But look, I can say very openly, as a national security person, we have for sure degraded their nuclear capabilities, for sure degraded their ballistic missile capabilities. Important things in terms of the Iranian government. But until the Strait of Hormuz is open, you literally just can't say that we've won this war when another country has a veto over what ship goes in and out. So I don't think no,
but it's a month old.
It's a month old, but we're sending in ground troops into that theater.
Ooh, we're not there yet, but yeah.
Well, they're moving into the Middle East.
They're not on the ground yet. Yes.
Okay, but he's announced that they're going.
The thing is that Democrats, their job in all of this, people like this lady here, and I'm glad, you know, she moved the goalpost and she had to check it. She didn't refute what Bill Maher said. And I'm glad that Bill Maher is the one, quote unquote, journalist that when he sits down with these people, he will push back. Because what we do know is that all the Democrats, all of them, whether they're a representative, a senator, or Legacy media, they've all come out. Oh, they don't have a plan. They don't have a plan out. They didn't have a plan when they went in. Come on, man, we're not stupid. I know people that are in the military. I personally serve myself. These guys have been going through exercises and they have been plotting, and strategizing for months prior to this operation kicking off. I promise you they have. And if you think the president and this administration doesn't have a plan, you're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. But at the same time, it is the talking point that the DNC sent out to all of their minions, and that's what they're telling you. That's why they're all saying the same things. They don't have a plan. They didn't have a plan. They don't have a way out. We're a month into this, and a lot of damage has been done. And what they won't tell you is that, excuse me, there was a word on the street that there was 10,000 terror cells in our nation. They were planning a widespread attack in a multitude of cities right here in the United States of America. They won't tell you that. They won't tell you that these people were this close to being able to create, bombs that would cause just catastrophic damage. Something that Bill Maher stated, something that this lady didn't refute. But at the same time, the talking points from legacy media is, I don't know why we're doing this. I don't know why. I don't understand it. That we didn't have a plan going in. We don't have a plan to get out. This is what they tell you. Because their goal isn't to, support the nation and support the president. Their job is to make the president look bad at all costs so they can get power in the midterm. That is their goal. That's it. And they're not hiding it anymore.
Like, I see so many people are upset about him building a ballroom. I could give a fuck. I don't give a shit about his
because
fucking
we're paying
ball.
for it, whether you voted for him or not.
No, we're not paying for it. It's private. First of all, even if we did,
It's already bulldozed, so anytime you spend burning up about it, it's already happened. You have to decide, what are you going to do in response to it?
And it's like not the thing I want to concentrate on. There
Okay,
are so
that's the
many
point.
bigger things
That's the point.
that are consequential that I don't like him doing. And they tried to gin everybody up about, well, they're knocking down the White House. They've changed the White House before. And the White House does actually need a ballroom. We're a big country. We were having state dinners and people were like under a tent. I've had better parties than that. So I'm not, but I still do think you have to choose your battles. You have to pick what you get upset.
Yes, so if...
Yeah, she couldn't refute. Once again, hey, Bill Maher is doing his job. I love it, man. We know what time it is. We know what side of the aisle he stands on, but at least he's willing to push back with real follow-ups and real rebuttals, because this is something that you don't see normally in legacy media. Everybody knows the president has come out and said, hey, the ballroom is being privately funded. Everybody knows this. But at the same time, Democrats' job is not to help the country move forward. Their job is to make Trump look bad. Orange man bad at all costs. That's the reason why you got all these crazy people out here with another No Kings protest. While they're supporting the IRGC, while they're supporting dictators in Cuba and Venezuela and China, but they're out here protesting the president, saying that he's a king, he's a dictator, but you're out here freely functioning in your First Amendment. These people are outrageous, man.
The Democrats are not going to win this election. The Republicans are going to lose it. There's a difference between not winning and losing, okay? The Democrats can't not win this because of all this that's going on. But that's kind of...
The Democrats can't not win this?
Not the
Democrats?
Not the midterms.
They've invented ways to
Not the
lose.
midterms. Okay. Not the midterms.
This is the one thing today, on a program that I actually disagree with. The Democrats have given the Republican Party so much content that can be used for ads to be ran, especially as we get closer to the midterms during football season, NFL and college. They've given, just over the first 3 months of the year, Democrats have given so much content that can be used in ads. We remember the State of the Union when President Trump asked, hey, do you feel like, hey, stand if you think the American people should be put first over anybody else or illegal immigrants in this nation? And no one stood on the Democrat side of things. They've shut their government down not once, but twice in the span of about 6 or 7 months. I mean, the content, the ads write themselves, in my opinion. So when this guy says that, oh, the Democrats can't not win, I disagree with that. Now, I do think that there's some work that needs to be done. I definitely think that there's some work that needs to be done. And I know that is something that we'll be talking about on this channel. I'm sure there's so many other platforms out there that will be discussing what needs to be done. I do agree there, but I think we're in a really good place. And especially as things continue to get better, in this country, throughout the next, I would say this next quarter, as we're going in, because y'all know quarter one is about to close out. We're going into quarter two. I think things are going to continue to improve. Democrats are going to continue to indict themselves. They're going to continue to look crazy. And again, the jokes and the ads write themselves. I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. What are your thoughts? Hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the notifications on all so you never miss an upload. Consider joining the ARP family or buy your brother a coffee. Links in the description box below. Join us Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for ARP in the morning. And as always, keep God first. Stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you guys next time. Peace.
It is God who arms me with strength. Yeah, I'm battle ready. He trains my hands for battle. My heart stays steady. But thanks be to God, He gives us the victory. Through my Lord Jesus Christ, fear can't live in me. I was down to the dirt, red clay on my shoes, old pain in my shirt, oh so bruised. Then the Lord hit my chest, kicked air from my breath, put power in my step.